Have you ever met someone who struggles to accept a compliment? They brush it off, doubt it, or simply don't believe it. Psychology says that reaction didn't appear overnight. It was quietly built in childhood. Because when a child grows up without praise, it doesn't just affect their mood, it reshapes their entire identity. Let's break down the real psychology of the child who was never praised. 1. They become their own harshest critic. Psychologists say that praise in childhood acts as a mirror. It shows a child how they are seen by the world. Without it, they never develop that mirror, so they grow up filling that silence with self-doubt. Research on inner critic development shows that children who receive little to no validation tend to set impossible standards for themselves, not because they want to succeed, but because they're still trying to prove they were worth something all along. 2. They confuse love with achievement. When a child is only noticed for what they do and never for who they are, they learn a dangerous lesson that love is earned, not given. Psychologists call this conditional regard, and it follows them into adulthood. They overwork, overdeliver, and over-apologize, always performing, always proving. Deep down, they believe the moment they stop achieving, they stop deserving to be loved. 3. Compliments feel like traps. This one surprised people, but children who were never praised often grow into adults who are deeply uncomfortable with positive feedback. Why? Because their nervous system was never trained to receive it. Psychologists link this to low self-concept clarity. The compliment doesn't match the internal story they've carried for years, so instead of accepting it, they reject it. It feels safer to stay small than to believe something good about themselves. 4. They are secretly desperate for validation. Here's the paradox. While they appear independent and unbothered, many of them carry a quiet hunger for approval. They don't ask for it, they were taught that asking is weakness, but they notice every ignored effort, every missing acknowledgement, every moment someone else got the credit. Psychologists describe this as an unmet attachment need, a wound that never healed because it was never even acknowledged. 5. They grow up, but the child inside doesn't. The most powerful finding in developmental psychology is this: emotional neglect doesn't disappear with age, it hides. These adults often feel like imposters in their own success. They achieve great things and still feel hollow. Psychologists call this the imposter phenomenon, and at its root, for many people, is simply a child who waited for someone to say, "I'm proud of you," and never heard it. So if you recognize yourself in any of this, understand one thing. The silence you grew up in was never a reflection of your worth. It was a reflection of someone else's limitations. You were always enough. Nobody just told you. And if you want to understand why you think, feel, and react the way you do, subscribe now. Because on this channel, we don't just talk about behavior, we trace it back to where it began.